The Jenn Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life, is an inspirational hour that'll take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jenn Royster is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Imagine having the ability to use your innate positive energy to dissolve the stuckness in your life, whether it's emotional, physical, or spiritual, through this incredible dynamic show. Get ready to be transformed from Dr. Jenn's live guided healing meditations and intuitive readings, and unveil the power of connecting to spirit, the angels, and your higher self. Dr. Jenn is passionate about helping you find the answers you're looking for through an inward journey that'll strengthen your connection to spirit and help you trust your intuition. Now, here's your host, Dr. Jenn Royster.
Hello everyone and welcome to the show. I'm Dr. Jenn. Today we're going to look at the full moon coming up in, March 28th on the East Coast here in the US. So you might want to look to see where your location is. It might be a different time zone. It could even be the 29th. But this is a moon that I'm looking forward to. I love the affirmation that came to me yesterday while I was working on the write-up for this show. And I put it out there. I'm trying to give you what you need right now. There's so much healing going on, so much change going on, so much lifting, but we're going to look at that awareness of sometimes what healing is like. But here's the affirmation if you're just on audio listening. I am healing every day in every way. And so it is. It's really simple. It's short. You can take it with you everywhere. I want you to think about it because healing means a lot of things, not just physically. It could be emotional. It could be wounds and traumas. It could be all kinds of things. And this moon is a great moon for that. Full moons are all about releasement of old anyway. So we're going to go into why this one is such a great moon. And it's got a very strong vibration that you could even feel. We're only a few days away from that moon right now, so you might feel it as a vibrational current kind of. Sometimes I feel like you can just feel like you're on a motorized machine or something. Sometimes it feels that strong for me, and sometimes it's just this mild, you just feel this vibration. And nothing's wrong, you just feel, you can feel it. You might feel it physically, you might just feel it in a sense. It doesn't matter if you feel it or not. I just want to throw it out there because it's interesting. This is one of those full moons that carries a lot of energy for harmonizing our life, healing old wounds, and releasing them. So what I found interesting, this is a moon in Libra, and what I found interesting with this one was this one is all these things coming up, these healing the old wounds. Because why? Venus, Chiron, and the Sun will be aligned under the moon too. Chiron is all about the old deep wounds, like at a soul level that are there. You don't forget about them. They seem to come up every now and then and you revisit things. And people ask a lot, why do I keep feeling something that I thought I got over with a long time ago? Well, it comes up and kind of comes back around and you may experience it or you may feel it again, not to hurt you, not to cause you pain, but to see how far you've come and how much you've grown. And you can see where you were 15, 20 years ago, or where you were 5 years ago or 1 month ago versus where you are today when it comes up. It also teaches you if you feel like you're experiencing things that are similar to you. Well, let's see. This is how I responded last time, and that didn't work out so well, or it did. You have the opportunity to improve on how you respond or change the way you approach something. This is all soul growth. This happens. This is part of it. Well, it's interesting because there's also what's called a Grand Trine in astrology, and that's a triangle alignment. That's an alignment of the moon with Saturn and Mars. And Saturn and Mars can be intense planets, but when they're lined up like this in a trine, it's actually a great energy. That's the vibrational energy I was talking about. So I asked angels, I said, wow, this one's interesting, because along with healing and harmonizing our lives, balancing our lives, healing, releasement, there's a protection energy that comes through. I went, wow, that's nice. What a great moon. It's a very strong moon for a lot of growth on a soul level. It's almost a super moon, but not quite. It is closer, so it might seem big and powerful and potent. It is powerful and potent energetic-wise, but it's not a super moon, but pretty close, pretty close. So if we're going to go over some of the different meanings and aspects of this, we're going to ask angels about that. I asked in particular about the protection, because a lot of people are feeling like, I need to feel safe. I need to feel if everything's going to be okay. This is a world that goes up and down, and we experience things. Yes, we do. We all do. And I certainly have in the last few weeks. It has been crazy here too. And I was thinking about that, and I went, wow, I'm pretty wiped out with what I've been personally going through. But I'm fine, and I found some wisdom through it. And when I look at this, I go, this is the perfect moon to just really open up and allow, because it brings that protection energy in. You'll feel safer to just let things go. It is a time of releasement. All full moons are. They are. Whether you're manifesting something new into your life or manifesting actually something out of your life, like, removing something. This is just a place where we don't need to carry those heavy burdens or those dense energies around anymore. And we want the new energies to unfold. One of the biggest things that people experience with such change is when we let go of something old, something we're familiar with, something we just know, we feel vulnerable, we feel unsure of our footing, we're not sure about just opening up to something brand new. It is an experience. It is a learning curve to it. It is a little bit of all of the above. This one, there's this space to let it unfold, and you feel safer because you feel, what, I'm going to be okay. I can do this. You'll feel this inner protection emotionally is what I was picking up personally. I was picking up, I just feel like, things that I thought would just, break the camel's back. No, I think I'll be okay. I can do this. I can see it and I can go there. So everybody's changed. Everybody's evolved. Everybody's growing. So this is something really important. Archangel Michael, of course, I asked about that protection part, and that angel, love that angel for protection and feeling safe. And if you feel that these heavy energies around you are just thick and weighing you down, ask him to help you see them and lift them. And sometimes we feel like, gosh, I keep doing this, and why do I keep finding myself way back right to this spot? Because you're going in different layers and levels, and the deeper you go, the more you heal, the more you grow on a soul level. It's just part of the process. There's a constant evolving, and we revisit. It's really a misconception, I feel, to think that once you fix this or heal this or let it go, you'll never have to deal with it again. I wouldn't say that. I would say you're going to be able to handle it differently. You'll revisit things. You'll have an opportunity to make decisions in a better, wiser way, things like that. So that's honestly a realistic way to look at that. For me personally, I see things that'll pass like, oh, that again. But then they get to the point where if they come around enough and you keep growing with it and you have that mindset and that intention, I'm going to grow through this, it gets to the point where it's just, oh, that again. And it's like, okay, whatever. And you keep moving. It doesn't pull you apart, take weeks or months to get over, things like that, where maybe 15, 20 years ago it was like that. But now it's not like that. That's huge. And it has to be acknowledged for the growth and the strength that you've gained. That's a big deal. So Chiron, let's talk about Chiron a little bit. Chiron we've talked about before on the show. Chiron is an asteroid. It's known as the wounded healer. Like I said, this one represents those wounds that we come into this life with. They were already in the soul there. We came in with them. Or, you know, wounds we inherited along the way. They're not the sort that just go by lightly. These are the ones that are stitched, you know, embedded into us on the journey, because they are a major part of our soul growth and why we came here. They're a big deal. They're not to cause you suffering, but they are to help you grow. They hurt. I'm not going to say they don't hurt sometimes, but they also really serve a very powerful purpose in helping you on your soul journey. And it does get to the point where you don't lose your happiness. You don't lose your manifesting ability when they pop up. It doesn't take you and sideline you like it used to in the past. So when I'm bringing that up and I'm going into detail, because I want you to know that that is a very real part of soul growth and the soul's journey, is to experience that. They give you compassion. Think about it. When you see someone else going through something you went through, or you can relate, you have compassion. You have empathy for that. Empathy is not a bad thing. It's a very beautiful gift when you learn how to harness it in a productive way. You gain wisdom. You become stronger. You're feeling empowered as something like that comes up. It's you being you, your true authentic self. I like that part a lot. And when you're going through these, they heal. They heal. You find inspiration. You find maybe a new motive. You find a new way to pick yourself up and find a new direction or a path. It's incredible. I absolutely love it. Now, currently, while we're on Chiron, Chiron is right now in Aries, which, you know, that reminds us, you know, now's not the time to, you know, pacify our wounds and all that, but get up, get fired up, and, you know, strengthen that inner warrior to empower yourself with it and to rise up and be better. That's what that one is. So in that sign, that influence with Aries, it's a strength. It's a, let's do this. We got this. You can use that. It's very powerful when you have yourself coming through and you're repeating something. The presence of Venus, for example, in this alignment, it's softening the way it feels. The energy doesn't come on as intense as Aries can be, because Venus brings in that gentleness and that nurturing. And the other beautiful part is you can strengthen and rise up when it's time, when you're ready, not on anybody else's terms. Yes, you can come up into it in love. You can come up into it when you're ready. So that's what Venus brings, and I like that. So it's a sensitivity, it's softer, but this allows you to open up to your truth. This allows you to see it for what it is and to respect it and nurture it with a lot of love, because you came here with a soul that came here with a mission and a reason. You don't need to know what that is, like, oh, what is my soul purpose? Your soul purpose is walking this journey the entire lifetime and continuing to grow. If you looked at it that way and let go of, oh, my soul purpose is to be this or that, that wouldn't necessarily satisfy you. Some people do find it and go right into it. Some people will go in and out of different things, so many different ways. And that's not your identity. That's just what you're doing at that time. Your soul is your soul and your truth is your truth. And you can apply it in so many different ways. So this is about being and accepting that you are perfect just the way you are, no matter what. So I like the Venus influence here, while Aries is getting us in there and like, yeah, we're going to do this. And it's, yeah, we're going to do it. And Venus comes in and it's like, we're going to do this, but we're going to do it like this. And we're going to be a little bit easier on ourselves, and we're going to take our time. Venus does not. That energy never likes to be rushed, never likes to be pushed, you know, cohorted or anything like that. It likes to just, let me evaluate this, let me process it, let me get into this, and then when I'm ready, I'll do that. Absolutely. So see, there's no rushing just because Aries is in there going, let's go, let's go, let's go. Venus is taming that a little bit with that energy. So you have that, both of those things going on. So this is a really cool opportunity to just see you, who you really are, the way the angels see you, the way the universe sees you, the way you are. The truth of you is you are just absolutely amazing just the way you are. You are perfect exactly how you are. So, but we grow and we want to change and we want to improve. That doesn't mean you're still not okay the way you are. It means you have ambition. You're ready to do something else. So this triangle that they're forming with the moon, which is cool, that brings in that protection, that harmony that we need in life. That harmony is nice. Harmony is a balancing, peaceful act. And then it just brings it in with ease. It'll flow in easy. There is no trying to make it happen. You just find a way to let it flow in easily. So the more you try to push it, the more you may have trouble connecting with that energy. The more you just go, you know what, let me just ease into this. That's how you'll find your footing in this energy. So I really like that. So let me take a moment. I see that we have a few people in the chat over on YouTube. So if you're listening on audio, we always have the live chat open over there when we do the live streams Thursday at 11. So let me say hello and welcome to everyone over there. Let's see, what do we have here? We have a birthday. Happy birthday to Bobby. Or coming up on March 28th. Oh, 48. I'm healing every day in every way. Did I get that right? Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And 48, that's the numbers 12. If you add those two together in numerology, that becomes a 12. You add that together, that's a 3. So this is an interesting year for you. You're going to be really finding some things about yourself that you didn't know you could do. I feel good about that. So happy birthday with a little bit of a heads up. I think this is going to be a good year for you. So March 28th, right on that full moon, I would say go for it, man. That's a great energy to work with for you. Let's see. Hello to Maddie. Journey to Becoming Me. Good morning. Thank you all for the love and energy that has been sent. Oh, and thank you, Dr. Jenn, for being you. Well, thank you. Thank you. And I believe, do you have any updates for us? How is everybody? Everybody okay? I remember that from a couple of weeks ago. Everybody okay? Let me know. I believe it was your son. Want to know if they're okay. I have been thinking about that and sending a lot of energy that way. So I'd like to know. Bobby is asking, is there some kind of rebirth ceremony I can do with this Libra full moon, even though I am at home? And what is Chiron? Sorry about the misspelling. No worries. The spelling is Chiron. Chiron is an asteroid and represents the wounded healer, our soul deep. It's the deeper wounds and things with the soul that we are growing with, and that's what I was talking about at the beginning. Rebirth ceremony. A rebirth ceremony would be, and that's what we're doing with a full moon, a wonderful thing to do is, you don't have to be, here's the thing with energy, it's the intention behind what you want to do. So for some people, they have active minds. I call active meditation a fantastic thing to do, but what your intention is if you have to list this out, if you get sidetracked too much or you multitask, for some reason I feel like minds are going in a million different directions right now. So this is going out from Michael. Michael's coming in with this. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, thank you, thank you. He is saying, okay, everybody needs to ground. This is like going out to whoever this applies to, okay? He's saying everybody needs to feel the bottom of their feet right now, settle it down, because there's thoughts going in all these different directions. So when you're working with this energy, if you have to write it down or journal it, which is why I've been putting the journals and the calendars and things like that out with the manifesting course that I put out, that planner keeps you going from one day to the next and keeps you structured on what your intentions are that you want to manifest. So that planner is with the manifesting course. You can look at it if you want to, and I think the link is on YouTube right there in the description. But for those that want to do that. But if you were to organize and structure, you've got to get your intentions clear. And sometimes just journaling, writing, or while you're taking a walk, working in the garden, woodwork, whatever it is your activity is you do, fishing, I don't know, whatever it is you do. Think about what it is you truly want to change or rebirth. Okay, this is answering Bobby's question. And it's like, you know, this has been pretty good up until now. Like, say whatever part of that life is, whatever it was you were doing, it's been good, but I want to improve it, or I'm really ready to change directions. That's your intention. That's number one. Two, with the moon energy, which we're only a few days away, so you may start already feeling it. It'll be at its peak illumination around 2:50, 2:30 on Eastern time on the 28th. That's when it's at strongest, and it's about 2 weeks prior. It builds up to that peak, and then 2 weeks after. So you can work with it for the next week or two, but it'll be strongest within those closest days to the 28th. So you've got this intention, yeah, I want to improve this or let it go, change direction. That's one of the intentions. That's part one. Then you just put it out there. Universe, angels, this is what I want to do. I want to let this go and bring this in. And then you say thank you. It may not be there yet. It may take, it depends on what it is. If it's a really big task, they will orchestrate, and that what will happen is things will start, opportunities will start to come in where you can start to apply yourself to work toward that goal. That's manifesting right there. Sometimes we just don't even know where to start. Grounding is important. We close our eyes and we take a minute with some deep breaths and ground and feel ourselves in our bodies, because we want to be present. When you're present, it's powerful, because you don't want to miss it. You want to be present. You want to, nope, I'm here. I am accounting. You are present for class. You are present. You are here. That's why you want to do that. And Michael is really strong about reminding me to tell everybody that. For some reason, everybody's getting distracted a lot. Maybe this just applies to a couple of you. If it doesn't relate, that's fine. But he keeps telling me to remind everybody that. So then you're saying thank you, and you've got that request out there. And then here's what you do. You let that energy, you connect with that energy. Like, you think about that Grand Trine that I was talking about. Go back and listen to that part of the show if you need to. You think about how Chiron brings in, okay, what is this that I want to deal with? You think about these energies that this Libra moon is bringing to us, and then you go, oh, you know what? I want to tap into this energy for harmonizing, protection, and healing. And you focus on those words and what they mean to you. Then you say, I'm ready to rebirth this. I'm ready to change it up. Rebirth, change it, whatever. You work this out the way you can stay in the game. Not everybody approaches this the same way. Some people do need to sit, close their eyes, sit in meditation, Some people need the music. Some people need to just be outside. I find it a lot easier outside because I connect with the energies of Earth. You may find that you just need to take a time out and turn all your devices off so they don't ring, put them in silent, do not disturb mode. That's a big one right there. And if you have a lot of distractions during the day, on that day, or when you want to stop and work with this energy, and the thing is, you can work with it all throughout the day. You can go about your day, but you have that intention and that thought that you're tapping into it. This is rebirthing. This is changing your approach moving forward on how you apply. I'm hoping that's making sense, because I'm trying to keep up with Michael. He's very strong today, and he's just like this on me. So I'm trying to just make sure I get it out to you, and I'll have to go back and listen, because I'm sure there's something in there that will help me as well. So I hope that answered the question. So you know what? rebirthing is the intention that you want to change it. Rebirthing is, I want to redo. I want to clean my slate. You release those energies, you let them go. I like to visualize handing them over to Michael and then watching him walk away or fly away or however you want to do it. And I'm not trying to hold on to him still. It helps me detach that energy. That's just something that I do. I love visualization because I like artsy stuff. So visuals really work for me. But whatever works for you. If you need to take a rope and say, this is what's tied to me and connected and you got to cut it in half, do that. It's what's going to work for you. So let's see here. Let me go on to some other questions. I see quite a bit in here. Maddie, I'm definitely felt the shifts in how I view relationships and things coming up to heal in a romantic relationship. Many tears realizing what I no longer want and feeling past hurts. Do angels have advice? Yes. Honor and respect, and don't avoid those feelings. Let those tears flow. Just let it process out. It's energy releasing. Tears are really good to release. It's helping you move the energy. It's a physical way of moving the energy. But the more you just allow it to take that process, remember that Venus energy is like, when I'm ready to be done with this, I'm ready. And a lot of people go, oh, I'm ready, I'm tired of this. But allowing it to flow with ease, and that's what's going on with this energy right now. So definitely Michael is saying, nurture. There's absolutely nothing wrong with feeling that. It's helping you to be very clear of what you want, what you don't want. So it's actually benefiting you. I know, but it's one of those things. So you're going to move through this. It's going to ease up, but this is one of those energies that's like, well, okay, how do I ease into this? This is crazy. But yes, absolutely. Hello to Robin, Journey to Becoming Me. Any guidance in my marriage from the angels? Whoa. Often feel like I am not me in his presence, but maybe just all in my head. Okay, here's what's coming. This is 2 words that just came into my head. Immediately reading that, and Michael, like I say, is very strong. People pleasing. Is it only that relationship that you do that with? Okay, and it doesn't mean you have to start fights or anything like that, but sometimes when we're growing on a soul level, what used to not bother us with relationships kind of does sometimes, because we're trying to figure out, wait a minute, I don't feel the same in this, and I don't want to cause a problem. However, a lot of this has a flip side to it. We're so used to a relationship being a certain way, and then when we start evolving and changing and realizing that there's other aspects of ourselves that we'd like to bring forward, the other half, the other person in a relationship, really hasn't gotten to know that part of you either, and it can take some sorting out. But that doesn't mean that's bad. Sometimes it's just allowing it to work in there. It's an easing. Like I said, this is an easing into, and it's not people pleasing when you do that, but sometimes we have to be honest with ourselves. Sometimes it can cause bigger conflicts. I know, I'm not going to say it doesn't, but if you don't feel like you're yourself, why is that? Why do you feel like you can't be yourself in front of them? Because of a reaction? You know, this is something to ask yourself, but this is also something that you can ask for harmony in. Angels can help you with that. Archangel Raguel is wonderful for harmonizing and relationships, conflicts, disputes, whatever you want to call it. I would say just you're asking with the intention that you want to have harmony and be your true self. Yeah. Because this energy is wanting to bring that out in you, it's going to ease it. It won't be overwhelming like you have to just throw a big whatever into the fan, okay? You don't have to do that. You can gently do this. So I hope that that helps, because it can be tense, especially when there's a lot of stress in a household. Everybody reacts to the stress differently. So sometimes timing isn't great, you know, and it's like we don't realize that we want to push something and somebody else is all like worn out and it's just the stamina's not there. There's things like that that can be part of it. Let's see. Okay, she's answering about her son. It's not all in your head. It's just you trying to figure out, by the way, let me finish that journey to becoming me. It's because you're learning how to be in a relationship differently, because you are different. And I know you're different. So it's not all in your head, you're sorting it out. It'll feel awkward. You don't have it all figured out yet. Let it just ease in. She's answering about her son. Yes, my son's doing well. They are still monitoring his heart, but don't feel that there are any life-threatening issues, and few confident it will be taken care of. Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you so much for that update, because I was really concerned after you told us that a couple weeks ago. Robin, speaking of numerology, my birthday was the 18th. Turned 55, which equals 1. New beginnings, right? Yep, new beginnings, that's exactly right. Definitely seeing the flowers sprout as you related from Haniel 2 weeks ago. I love that. That's fantastic. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Because, and you have, let's see, you said your birthday's the 18th, so that's a number 9. You know, 1 plus 8 is a 9. That's the last number. That's the end of something. But then, so it's interesting because you have a birthday that's, okay, we're going to finish this. And I don't know if it feels like this for you on your birthdays. A lot of times it does for everybody, but in particular, your birthday being on an 18th, that's a 9, that's a 1 and an 8, that's a 9, that's an ending cycle. Do you always feel like something big and different is changing every year for you right around your birthday? 55, if you were looking at those double numbers, 5s are change. And then you add them together, yes, it's a 1. So lots of new beginnings and interesting things coming for you. And I find that that's really interesting, actually. So I can't wait to hear how that plays out. Let's see. Bobby, thank you, Dr. Jenn. I want to get rid of all fear of going to hell. Oh, I hear you. And I want to strengthen my relationship with the angels and start a new relationship with God or Spirit. Okay. Good for you. I'm impressed. I understand that fear. The fear is old beliefs. The fear, you're releasing old beliefs, replacing with new patterns. And I think that your intention to strengthen, you'll find that fear and love don't necessarily coexist in the same space. So the more you focus with the love, and when the fear pops up, just load it down with light and love. And I say it that way. It sounds like a cliche. But light can't exist where there's a darkness, and fear just is something that locks us up. So I'm very proud of you, and I totally support anybody trying to find a better way to have the connection with God, Spirit, universe, whatever you want to call it. A lot of people call God, none of the words bother me, they're fine. Some people say God, some people say the universe, because it's the everything. Whatever it is you want to call it. The angels support us on an aspect of God, the universe, and they're very eager to help us grow. That's why we're here. They don't interfere with free will. And one of the things that I like to remind everybody that's working into this and learning this is that working with angels is not worshiping them. It's allowing that aspect of God to help and support you, or that part of the universe. And it has these different energies that are associated with, everything's energy, so are we. So angels are too. They're just a higher frequency one, a little bit more, the different dimension. And just knowing that they're not forcing me to do anything. And if anything came in chaotic and confusing, I wouldn't listen to it. And if you feel like angel messages are coming in and you're not sure, you're allowed to ask them for validation. They're not going to be offended by that. They want you tapping into the right stuff there. They don't want you having fear, bring in all kinds of stuff that you don't want to be listening to. So sometimes we overthink it, and we're doing that in our own heads because we're sorting out fears. Fears can sometimes kick up when we're trying to heal them and remove them. They try to kick up because they want to stay. So you might be feeling that too. So hang in there. He's also saying, okay, right now at this time at 11:26 a.m., I have just handed my fear of hell over to Michael. Awesome. Yay. Everybody, yay to Bobby. That's fantastic. Fantastic. And what's going to go with that, Bobby, is forgiving yourself. Sometimes that's associated with, I mean, nobody's perfect. And if you tried to be absolutely perfect and that's how you stay out of hell or whatever, no. No. I don't believe that way. And I honestly, everybody's got a different belief on this, but honestly, I felt like at one point in my life, I think the whole point of being here is trying to get out of it. Yeah, I felt like when things were really tough, it's like, I think the whole point of this life is trying to figure out how to get out of hell. I know. But then I saw it a different way. So I think as our soul is going through the journey, we're evolving, and these energies have different meanings to us. So let's see what we have here. You are so welcome. Much love to you too. And you are welcome, Maddie. Relaxing Meditations. Hi, did you see my comment? Was it way up higher? I must have missed it. Let me go see if I see it. Did I see? Oh, way up here. I am so sorry. No, thank you for... Hey, if that happens, sometimes the chat rolls really fast. Let me know. I mean, I had to go back a little bit because it's rolling. Let's see, Relaxing Meditations. Good morning, everyone. Definitely going through this exactly. Do the angels have a message in regards to my current relationship? Should I let it go and start a new one? Well, let's see. Let me get back to where I was now. Okay, let's look at that. Do I need to let it go? Okay, here's what I'm feeling. You've got, I'm going to go back to lists again because that's just going to how I'm organizing it. Because Michael is showing me 2 sheets of paper with lines. And it's, why do you want to stay? There's 2 titles. Why do you want to stay in the relationship? Why does it not feel right to stay in the relationship? What feels stale? What feels off? You also, it's not always about, what's going on with the other person. It might be we're changing and evolving, so something feels a little out of whack. It's very common, by the way, just before you go severing ties too quick, if that was not what you really wanted to do, just hear me out, guys. This will also go for anybody with relationship. Sometimes if one person's evolving, like sometimes when you get together, you're on the same frequency. Okay, everything matches up. And then maybe one person's soul journey starts to take off. And the other person's fine where they are. That doesn't mean anything's wrong, but it could feel like there's a misfire. Okay? Because now you got a vibration here, and now you got a vibration here. It doesn't mean you have to wait for someone else to grow. However, some people do. They're afraid to keep growing, like they're going to leave the other person behind. That's something on the soul journey to make a decision about, because a lot of times what I see is one do this, the other one catches up, may even go past, and it kind of goes like this. That's relationships that will support each other when they're going through shifts and changes, not necessarily falling apart because the other one just doesn't. There are cases where you want to grow and change and the other person's like, no, why can't you just stay the same, whatever. That's when you want to evaluate, do you really want to stay in that? Because if your happiness is suffering, if you're not being real for yourself, that's when you need to evaluate those decisions. This is coming from Michael. Michael is really clear today. Very strong with him today. He is just, if you were at a college lecture, he is up there just being the professor, just putting this out there. I'm telling you, he's really strong about it today. So I hope that helps sort what you're... It's not like they're going to tell you what decision to make. The whole journey is about you making that choice, because if it's holding you back, evaluate that. If it's not, or is this just a matter of sorting it out? And because believe it or not, if people don't know who you really are in a relationship, that's really not fair to them in a way. I think about that sometimes, because if they never really knew who you were, or you were just being polite, these are just examples, not saying that's you, and then all of a sudden you want to be more real, well, they have to get to know that. And then guess what? They have a decision to make too, whether they want it or not. So it's not just our decision. It kind of goes both ways. So think about the frequencies there. Think about putting that harmony and intention. You can also do that. Like if it's feeling a little strained, utilize this full moon energy. I definitely encourage that. A lot of people are feeling that right now. And to be quite honest, there's been so much stress and tension and just emotional baggage with everything everybody's been through all through 2020 and this whole, everything we've been dealing with, pandemic, all of it, just the shifts. Everybody's processing all of that, and it can be overload. So everybody can be a little bit different. Some people are, you might overreact, and I'm not saying be okay with being treated wrong. I'm just saying look at what you can do for you and give this a little bit of time to settle. Remember, Venus is involved with this energy. It's let it ease into the change and shift. This is all about bringing the protection in to harmonize and ease yourself into a shift and change, releasing all that old. That's what this energy will do. Relationships as well. Absolutely. So let's see what we have here. Let's see. You are so welcome. Journey to Becoming Me. Calling in Archangel Raguel. Good. P.S. Fear. False evidence appearing real. Exactly. Sending light. Guess what? It's not dark when you shine the flashlight in a dark corner. I mean, light can't be where dark is. Dark can't be, they can't exist together. Same thing. Love, light, all of that. I love that. Veronica, hello. Good morning to you. Can angels suggest a full moon ritual for removing energy of past lover? This would be a clearing energy. This would be an energy clearing. So yes, let's talk about that. You can use energy clearing. I've talked about energy clearings before. If you feel attachments that you're trying to disconnect like that, I definitely would, in a physical way, use the salt. I love the salts, like Himalayan salt or Epsom salt or sea salt, anything like it. The salt baths, dip in the ocean if you have that benefit. But anything like that, because water is a conduit and pulls energy off. Salt helps pull it even more. And it's a cleanser. It purifies. But if you were to have this intention that you are going to let go and do that clearing in that salt bath. If you don't have a bath, people put it in a pitcher or some container and walk into the shower and do it. They just pour it over, and it's like think of the water as cleaning the energy off of you. It's like clean it off. That is a very, very powerful thing you can do. That's a physical manifestation type of thing you can do, because it really does pull the energy. It works pretty quick. I've had people cry for 3 or 4 days after they've released. Things like people just couldn't believe it. I like Himalayan salt, but you don't have to use that. You can use different things. If you use sea salt or Epsom salt, or if you use Epsom salt, you got to put a cup or two of baking soda in with it, and then you'll get that reaction. It's just a little messier to clean up. But this works. This works really well. You can also use aroma oils. Lavender is a very good one to just relax you, so you can ease into letting it go. Another one, if you're struggling with focus, and I was talking about being on the bottom of your feet thing, put the essential oil frankincense on the bottom of your feet. Yep, frankincense. That one's great for meditation, and it has a really cool smell. I like the smell of frankincense. I use it in oils that I put on my face all the time. It's a very healing oil. You don't want to put it straight. It can be a little strong, but you can do that. You can put that in. So if you're doing something ritual, you can light the candle for the focus. You can work with the crystals. If you like crystals, get a quartz crystal. A rose quartz crystal I like for this because it represents love and healing energy. Amethyst does as well. Clear quartz is fine. It's not like one rule or the other, but I'm kind of throwing a bunch of different things out at you because you want to work with what's going to work for you. Also the ritual could be you do the salt bath, and then you do the list like I'm talking about. You put your intentions, you put what you're letting go on one side, 2 lists again. What you're letting go of, what you want to manifest and bring in. What you want to let go of, what you want to manifest and bring in. You can do that. Basically, your intention is what's going to fuel and charge the releasement and the ritual. So whatever that ritual could be. I have seen where people have written everything they want to let go. This one works really well for some people that have a hard time letting go or forgiving. They write everything down and it's like, ugh. But then you don't keep it. Then you just rip it up and tear it up, or if you can burn it safely, you know. Some people can't do that depending on your living situation, but you can also freeze it. But when you write something down with a pen, not typing, not on a computer, use your hand. The energy of the intention of what you're doing here is coming out into the physical world. And you're saying, I'm letting go of all this. Write it a lot. A whole lot. Think of the number 5. It's a change word. So you go, oh, write it 5 times. I would maybe, and it sounds crazy, but remember them when you were back in the day at school and you had to go up on the board and write something over and over and over again? Double it, like 5. 55 times, are you kidding me? Yep. No, I'm not. No, actually, some people, this works. Then after you've written it, now this is to let go of. You can also use this same method to bring something in, but we're letting go right now. But when you're letting go and you've written all this down, now rip it to shreds. Because why are we ripping it apart? Because those molecules, this is the physical thing again, these are rituals. These are all rituals. It's all bonded and connected and tied together, corded, it's held together. It's not releasing and letting go. But when you're physically ripping and tearing that apart, now you've separated like cutting a cord. I mean, rip it and shred it to death, you know? Shred it. Pull apart. Rip it up with your hands if you can, or use scissors and cut it up. Don't just throw it in a shredder. You can do that after if you want, but it's the physical doing it with your energy that's important. I know. And you're like, wow, that sounds kind of weird. Then you can soak it in water, freeze it into a big mess. You can throw it away like it is. It doesn't matter. It's not for anybody else's eyes. It's just for you. So you don't want to feel like you can't, you don't want to write all this down and keep it if you're trying to let go of something. Think about it. Okay? If this is using elements, okay? Some people will, if you're not littering, I mean, it just depends on what you're writing this on. Some people cast it off into water or let it fly away in the wind. Okay, that's using elements as well. And I'm not trying to say go out there and litter with all of your stuff, but you know what I mean. You guys have got some logic in there. Now, if you were trying to manifest something in with intention with this ritual, you would write it down a lot and start to just get to where you're feeling that momentum and feels good. And you would write it a lot because you're trying to make a change. Think about the 5. Change, that's an energy of change. And then, but you wouldn't just do it that day. You would do it several days. You would do it maybe at least 5 days. Think about the 5. How many times can you do it? Do it at 5 o'clock. Do it 55 times, do it 5 days, you know, that kind of thing. That's another way to do that because it's just getting your mind and your intention connected with it. You don't have to do it that way. Some people, that works. So those are a couple of things that might help you. How was that for a long answer? But that's actually some good stuff you guys can do with this moon. Remember, this moon is a lot of letting go, but it's also setting you up. It's setting you up for a flow in an easy, smooth transition and direction. It helps things move. It's positive. That Grand Trine I was telling you about, that triangle alignment, is very positive. Very, very positive. So, and here it is. Like, if there was a hardship or a struggle that you've been facing, this usually is a positive action that can help things to pass and move on. And you'll learn, you'll take your wisdom, you'll have an appreciation in a different way. But when that kind of alignment is there, to try to make things happen, it doesn't take a lot of effort. It eases you. It's a gentle flow into that direction. So reminding you that this is if you've been looking for a solution, if you've been looking for a route, it's likely to be easier to discover it, find it, than struggle. It'll be a lot easier if you just let it flow versus trying to force it. There is no forcing here. No forcing. So the combination of Mars, Saturn, and Moon, this also is rewards for all the hard work and everything you've been through. So this is a really great moon to release in. It's soothing, it's comforting, but it's also showing us that there's a shift coming, and it's not going to be hard to connect to it. I really like that part for everybody. And you putting your intention in there, and you just working with whatever ritual, or just sitting and closing your eyes and thinking about it. I mean, however you focus is what's going to work for you. There's no right or wrong way to do this. It's just what you're trying to do is, with a ritual or writing, whatever it is you do, you're trying to keep yourself aligned with the intention. Because a thought is, you're getting that alignment with the intention. You're working on replacing old belief systems with something that will suit you better. You're working in a different direction. So you want to work with the way that will help you the most. And it could be, okay, I got to do this writing down thing, or I need to go jump in the ocean, or I need to go, take a swim, or I need to just sit and be quiet. Think about your personality. Think about what happens when you get distracted, what causes it. That's what you're working to overcome. There's things with affirmations that can help you. Guys, that's why I'm putting out these different things out on the site. So, they're there for you. They're there to help you with this journey. The abundance classes, we have the abundance calendar. We also have the abundance course, which is a short course, not a big course, but it will give you this massive planner that will help you get organized and structured with these intentions. So it's all there for you. Everything is there that's going to help you. So any more questions? Oh, you're welcome. Everybody's saying thank you. I thank you back. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for understanding that I've had to take a couple of weeks off here and there. Just things going on, life, and I got to take care of stuff too. So I appreciate you guys understanding that. We are here live on Thursdays at 11 Eastern. If you want to know when the next live show is, you can get on the newsletter or put your subscribe or alert bell on YouTube, that so you'll get the notifications when I put it up, or you can subscribe to the newsletter at my website, whatever you want to do. And I don't know if anybody saw that, but we had a request. This was interesting. We had a request for a meditation that I've got some guided meditations over there in a collection. That's a freebie over there, and there's some here in YouTube as well. This one was from like 2011, and we were asked, where is it, where to go, because we had gotten rid of one of the services. And I thought, that's a long time ago. Do you know how many hundreds of episodes and shows I have? So we took painstakingly, we went and looked for that. But I was like, wonder which one they're talking about. So we went and found it. And I couldn't believe it. I was listening and I went, wow, okay, this is good. And it was about soul purpose with Michael. It's in that collection. But it hasn't really been out there and about. It's over in the collection if you want to go get that. It's about 20 minutes long, but that's kind of nice because it really just walks you through and helps you with that meditation. Michael's pretty strong to work with this moon. This moon is kind of like, hey, you're at graduation. Yay, you did it. You've arrived. You need to celebrate everything you've achieved because everything you are is worth it. So I really like this one. There's just a lot of good things in this moon that can really soothe and help you transition. I hope that makes sense to everyone. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being who you are. Thank you that you're on the journey to grow on a soul level, that you're, I mean, it can be scary sometimes. So okay, I want to go in here. I know something needs to change. And sometimes that spiritual awakening feeling is just so off the chart. Sometimes people go, oh, forget it, I'm not going there. And they'll just keep everything the same. But that's exactly what happens. They keep everything stagnant. They don't feel satisfied. They wanted to do something different. They wanted their happiness. They wanted to strive and see what else they could be. The only way you can do that is go out of your comfort zone. Not being afraid to go out of your comfort zone, including learning about something, whether it's a belief system or a new way or a new approach or just how you express yourself in life, whatever that may be. It could be you're going to go on a new diet, you're going to go on a new exercise plan. It could be you just want to do something completely different, you want to rearrange. Let yourself, if you're feeling that itch to rearrange something in the physical, that could be very connected to the spiritual side of you wanting a shift. So go with it. Just go with, and you don't even need money. Like say you want to redecorate. Well, just rearrange it all. Rearrange it, change it all up. Oh my gosh. This will open up creative juices to flow. It'll help you to start find solutions and see the opportunities coming in. I could go on and on and on. There's just all kinds of stuff you could do with this. So I've given you a lot. And if you have to go back and listen again to different sections, please do. But I do hope you found inspiration. I do hope you will take the time with your intentions to work with this moon. If you guys ever have any questions, you can pop over to my website, use the contact form, the contact us at the bottom, and you can send things over. If you're in some of the courses or things over, some of the free or paid courses over at the site, you can comment that right inside the course in the bottom comments section, and I can get back to you that way. But I don't spend a whole lot of time on social media for a reason. Not that I'm anti-social media, I can't get anything else done if I'm in there all the time. So if you have questions, come to the website because I get those directly versus, or our assistant or our team gets them and then I'll see what's going on versus, some of the social media contacting. I mean, you can do it, but it might take me longer to get through and see it because I'm not always in there. So please know I am there for you and I'm just throwing that out there. So if there's anything that you want to reach out about, you can let us know. I hope you've enjoyed the show and I want to say thank you for listening and we'll see you next time on the Jenn Royster Show. Namaste.
You've been listening to the Jenn Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life. Dr. Jenn Royster is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Imagine having the ability to use your innate positive energy to dissolve the stuckness in your life, whether it's emotional, physical, or spiritual, through this incredible dynamic show. If you've missed any part of this show or any other show, visit www